All right, everybody. Good evening. My name is Lars Johnson, and I'm the chair of the Door County Board of Adjustment. Tonight we have one case from the town of Sevastopol, and seated with me here at the table this evening to my far right is John Young, Bob Ryan, and across from me, Brian Forrest, Fred Fry, and representing the Planning Department this evening, Jeff Cuso and Rick Brower. The way we will proceed tonight is that I will read into the record the case as it appeared in the legal notice in the newspaper and posted in various places around the township and in the county. And then staff will give us a brief introduction on what the case is about. And once we've heard from staff, we'll invite the applicant to come to the table, and the applicant will have their time to tell us why they're seeking this variance here this evening. Follow that, we'll take any letters and testimony in support of the applicant's request. Then we will also go to the audience and ask for any testimony in opposition, including letters in opposition as well. If there is any opposition tonight, the applicant will have an opportunity to rebut any negative testimony on their case, and then we'll do our very best to render a decision this evening. Once we've finished the back and forth and the public hearing, we will then take some time and render a decision in writing, and then we will announce our decision at the conclusion of the hearing. With that being said, I do want to remind the applicant that it is practice of the Board of Adjustment that when you do come forward, that we do swear each and every person in under oath. So when you do come forward, just bear with me for a brief moment, and we will dispense with that formality as well. So I think I've covered everything. So that being said, the town of Sevastopol, Dave Peterson petitions for a variance from section 3.2 paragraph 3A of the Door County zoning ordinance, which requires lots on public sewer in the mixed-use commercial MC zoning district be at least 16,200 square feet in area. The petitioner proposes to reduce the lot area of a, quote, lot of record, end quote, grandfathered lot from 12,442 square feet to 11,198 square feet. The property is located north of and adjacent to 4911 Butterfly Lane in Section 7, Town 28, Range 27 East, and in a mixed-use commercial MC zoning district. Jeff?
The subject property is located in the community of Valmy in the southwest corner of the intersection of Spider Lane and Butterfly Lane. The property is surrounded by Butterfly Lane and small residential lots zoned single-family residential 20,000 to the east, Spider Lane and small vacant and residential lots zoned mixed-use commercial to the north, small residential lots zoned mixed-use commercial and commercial center to the west. Those are small commercial lots zoned mixed-use commercial and commercial center to the west. And there's a residence to the south. There are some commercial and vacant lots zoned mixed-use commercial south of that residence. As you stated in the notice, the petitioner is requesting a grant of variance from the minimum lot area requirement, which requires a minimum lot area of 16,200 square feet for lots with public sewer in the mixed-use commercial zoning district. The applicant is requesting a grant of variance to reduce the lot area of the subject property from 12,442 square feet to 11,198 square feet by transferring the southern 10 feet of the subject parcel to the parcel address 4911 Butterfly Lane, which is adjacent to the south. The applicant is requesting a grant of variance to allow the lot area to be further reduced to less than the minimum lot area requirement of 16,200 square feet. The subject parcel was created in 1977 as part of the Valmy Edition No. 1 plat. At that time, the subject parcel was zoned Rural Community District, RC1, which had a minimum lot area of 10,000 square feet. In 1980, a zoning permit for a single-family residence was issued to Dave Peterson on the parcel adjacent to the south. address 4911 Butterfly Lane. The single-family residence was constructed over the north property line of 4911 Butterfly Lane and encroaches onto the subject property 2.78 feet. 4911 Butterfly Lane's lot adjacent to the south is currently owned by Kevin Lauder, and that was ever since 2007. In 1995, there was a comprehensive revision to the zoning ordinance, which changed the zoning of the subject parcel to mixed-use commercial, which has a minimum lot area of 16,200 square feet. So the applicant is proposing to reduce the lot area of the subject parcel from 12,442 square feet to 11,198 square feet in order to eliminate the issue of the residents on 4911 Butterfly Lane from encroaching onto the subject parcel.
Okay. Any questions for Jeff or for Rick?
There's a small structure on this lot right now, shed or something, and white square.
That, I believe that shed has been removed.
It's in the process of being removed.
Okay. Any other questions? Oh,
So if someone wanted to build on this lot now, with the setbacks, what kind of footprint are we looking at?
The total footprint is shown on that survey.
It's right here, and I can't,
Okay.
yeah.
4,368 square feet
Yep.
of buildable area.
Okay, oh, got it.
see it?
Yep, okay, thanks.
We figured it was, what did we have down, Jeff, for that?
It was a 50,
Approximately 55 by 80.
yeah.
Okay. And what you've got there is the setback from the new property line, or
That
the?
is correct.
Okay, good.
That's from the new property line.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Any other questions? All right. Okay, gentlemen, do you want to come forward and have a seat with us? It's just the two of you. We have two chairs, so please make yourself comfortable.
Is it?
Yeah, please do. You want to state your name and address for the record, please?
Leif Lottenbach, 4914 Butterfly Lane, Sturgeon Bay, Wisconsin, 54235.
Kevin Lauder, Matthew Road, 3903 Matthew Road, Sturgeon Bay, Wisconsin, 54235.
And do the two of you swear that the testimony you're about to give is the truth?
I do.
I do.
Thank you. Okay, gentlemen, in your own words, please tell us why you're seeking this variance. Jeff gave us a good introduction, and please focus in on the criteria that is necessary for us to grant a variance.
So, a little bit of history. This plat, this area, the Valmy subdivision, was, I believe, done in 1977 by Bob and Donna Peterson. They own the laundromat, which would be south of 4911 Butterfly Lane in that same block. They owned that those three lots right there. In 1980, they quitclaimed this property to their son Dave, and he built a house on it. And for whatever reason, I'm assuming because they owned the lot next door and they owned all the property, when they put the house up, they made a mistake by 2.78 feet. And it was never detected it. And then Kevin Lauder bought it in 2007, and it was a neighbor-to-neighbor deal, and they never had a survey done. So it wasn't discovered then. Come along 2016, we're in the process of selling this home, and during that due diligence of making sure everything's kosher, we discovered the problem. So after speaking with the county, Jeff Kuzo, and understanding what would need to be done, would be a variance to extend that property line 10 feet to the north, which then would comply with the 90 feet of frontage that is necessary for a mixed commercial lot on city sewer. It still leaves Dave Peterson with a buildable area that he's satisfied with. He will, pending your approval, quitclaim this 10 feet to Kevin so he can follow through on the sale of his home. It also benefits Dave Peterson because in all likelihood, were he to sell his lot, he would have to eliminate this encroachment as well. So at the end of the day, it's just basically a common sense solution to a problem that was created back in 1980 and discovered now, 25 years later. 35 years later.
Think about that happening.
So we were all kind of surprised, and everybody got together and said, well, this is what we can do, so.
Okay. Once again, let's try to focus in on there's the three criteria we have to deal with. We have to deal with the unique property limitations and unnecessary hardship are the two most important ones. And do you want to talk about those a little bit?
Well, the limitations would be that the property would have an exception on it. It would be extremely difficult, almost impossible in today's world to get a clear title on it without having an exception. And the hardship is neither Dave Peterson nor Kevin Lauder would be likely to sell their home to whomever in the future. So that's the hardship.
Okay, and then the unique property limitations, I think you even alluded to that, and certainly in Jeff's preamble, he talks a little bit about that as well. And then finally, the last one is the public interest and spirit and intent of the ordinance. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Sure. I mean, this is an area, I happen to live across the street. I think I have 1/3 of an acre. It's an area of homes valued between $115,000 and $200,000. It's a nice neighborhood. We wouldn't be creating something that was unusual for that neighborhood, and certainly we're only reducing the size of the square footage of the Dave Peterson lot by about 12 or 1,300 square feet. Still leaves a totally buildable lot that would fit nicely into the neighborhood.
Okay, all right. Kevin, do you have anything that you want to?
No, no, sir.
Okay, and if I heard correctly, you're in the process of selling the lot, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and
The home.
The home, and you have a buyer for this
Yes, sir.
already? Okay, all right. I think I understand what the problem is, and I'm glad that you're both here. I think that makes it a lot easier than making the sale to somebody and then all of a sudden that next person is here too and we're all back here and it's at ground zero once again. Anybody else have any questions? It's pretty straightforward.
Thank you.
Okay. You're both excused and you might be called back here again in just a moment, okay? Is there anybody in the audience that would like to offer testimony in support of the variance request? In support? Let the record show there is no one in the audience to offer testimony in support. Do we have any letters in support?
There was one letter from the town in support, which was included in your packet.
Yeah, it was indeed. It's in our packet. And is there anybody in the audience that would like to offer testimony in opposition to the request? In opposition? Let the record show that there is nobody present to offer testimony in opposition. Do we have any letters in opposition?
No letters in opposition.
Okay. All right, gentlemen, we've certainly heard from the applicant, we've heard from the planning department. We are now at that point in the meeting that we need to get to our decision-making worksheets. And is there someone that would like to offer a motion so we can get to that process?
I'll make a motion that we approve this request.
Motion by John, second by Fred. Okay, so now we're at that point where we will take a brief, some time and write our decisions down in writing, and then we'll announce it in a couple of minutes. All right, everybody. The first question deals with unique property limitations. In order for variance to satisfy the unique property limitations test, the question, does the property contain unique physical property limitations that would prevent compliance with the ordinance, must be answered affirmatively. Fred, you want to start?
I answered yes. I said the lot line was inadvertently ignored in the construction of the dwelling in 1980, resulting in the dwelling straddling the lot line.
Okay, thanks. Brian?
I also said yes. The shape of the parcel in relation to the structures has created a situation that prevents compliance with the ordinance without a variance.
Okay, thank you. I also said yes. House was built approximately 36 years ago and is not fully on the lot. Allowing this this variance will now have the house on a lot and allow for the adjacent lot to become a buildable lot as well. Bob?
I had yes as well for similar reasons.
John?
Yeah, I just said yes. A bad survey in 1977 could not obtain a clear title due to this encroachment.
Okay. The next question deals with unnecessary hardship. Unnecessary hardship exists when a literal enforcement of the ordinance would unreasonably prevent the owner from using the property for a permitted purpose, or when conformity with the ordinance standards would be unnecessarily burdensome. In order for a variance to satisfy the unnecessary hardship test, one of the questions, either A, does denial of the variance requiring compliance with the strict letter of the ordinance provision in question unreasonably prevent the owner from using the property for a permitted purpose, or B, is conformity with the regulations unnecessarily burdensome, must be answered affirmatively. Fred?
I said yes to A. Without granting a variance, clear title would not be possible for either parcel, thus preventing resale.
Okay.
I also said yes for A. Without reconfiguring the lot through granting this variance, future sales and use of the property are subject to non-compliant situations.
Okay. And I said yes to B. I felt that this is a common sense solution to a situation that was caused over 30 years ago, and by doing nothing, then we do not bring the property into compliance.
I had B as well, yes for B. A house that was built in 1980 would have to be moved.
Okay.
A, yes.
Oh.
In order to sell this lot in question, the owner needs to obtain a clear title.
Okay. The last criteria deals with public interest and spirit of the ordinance. In order for a variance to satisfy the public interest test, the question, does the granting of the variance result in harm to the public interest, must be answered negatively. Fred?
I said no. No harm to the public interest. Nothing currently in place will be changed. Just both lots being brought into legal compliance. Both lots remain buildable without requiring further variance. The transfer of land is minimal square footage necessary to accomplish the desired final result.
Okay, thanks.
I also said no. The proposed variance will allow the use of both lots that blends with surrounding lots. There's no threat of harm to public interest.
Okay. I said no as well. I said this variance will be in keeping with the town's comprehensive plan and will bring the property into better compliance.
I said no as well. Both property owners that are affected are in agreement on seeking this variance, and the resulting parcel has an adequate building area.
Okay.
I said no as well. By granting this zoning request, all parties will be happy.
Okay. That being said, there's been a motion on the floor to grant the variance request, and that's been seconded. All those in favor of granting the variance signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Okay, gentlemen, good luck.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you for coming in and clearing this up.
Lars, this would be good for 1 year then?
Good for 1 year.
So basically, in this case, they'll have 1 year to
Record a CSM.
transfer the property.
Brian Fisk is on that right now.
Thank you again.
Thanks,
All right.
guys.
All right, thank
You're
you.
very welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen. Okay, item 3.0 second by
I'll second it.
Brian. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Item 4.0 is other matters. Announce our next meeting. Jeff?
Next
Rick?
meeting?
Well, it would be August 23rd, but we have no public hearings, so I think,
Wonderful.
and we're going to be out of town is that the day?
We will be out of town that day.
For some floodplain training, so it works out good for us too to not have a meeting, if you all agree with that.
Yeah, and then our next hearing is scheduled for September 13th, is that correct? I looked at my
Yes,
calendar.
Yes,
Okay,
September 13th.
all right, and so we probably should expect maybe one case or more on September 13th? You have anything in your crystal
See
ball?
A large number of cases.
Okay.
Do we need a short meeting to approve this?
Normally, we would do that on the 13th, but we have too many things going on, so we'll probably get one scheduled, and we'll get a hold of three of
Three
you.
of them,
and
okay.
Probably do a short one in the afternoon, like me. A lot of times Eric can be there, and maybe you and John,
And if you know that we're not going to have, as soon as you know if we have a meeting on the 13th or not have a meeting on the 13th, could you let us know that so we could adjust our calendars accordingly if necessary? Okay, that's great news. Since we dealt with other matters and we talked about the next meeting, item 5.0 is vouchers. So we can fill out our vouchers and turn them in.
His audio doesn't work. Turn it back on.
yeah, I didn't. It's like,
Get rid of it all.
Thank you.
What do we put down for this?
50.
50. Thank you.
Fred, can you pass those over to?
I can. Anybody got your sheet?
Oh, yeah, thanks a lot.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Move to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn. Is there a second? Second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously.